I truly believe in what you're saying, numbers, but men, like you said in the beginning of your doc.
Hello and welcome to BW London Podcast. Well, it was another great show by Kevin last night. I really enjoyed us talking about the church. That was really good because it is a big issue. But I just feel like at this stage, this would be the time to address the rampant community of gay black men that exists now. And it's not a small number. I'm sure people have seen it rise. I work with a number of musicians, and more than 30 or 40% of them are gay, openly gay. A few are not, the ones especially from my generation. But I think this is something that needs to be talked about, because I can't be the only one that's noticed the femininity of these men that call the Kevin Samuel show. And thanks to Fresh and Fit, I can openly say the same way they describe when a woman is acting masculine and how unattractive it is. It's the same for women when men are acting very feminine. Of course, if they're gay, that's that. But if that isn't the case, it's hard. It's almost, I hate to say the words, but it's disgusting. One of the callers that called up the comment section, oh, they were going wild. Is that a man? Is that a woman? But this feminine energy that men have is never spoken about by Kevin Samuels. And when he used to speak to men, I've listened to a few of those shows, and again, lots of feminine men calling up. Isn't it really telling that so many feminine men call the show? So Kevin Samuel likes to talk about the 54% that are single and childless. How many of that 54% are straight? Obviously, it's not going to be all, but I'm pretty sure the number of gay men is high. So, yeah, I'm kind of getting fed up of that not being addressed. When Kevin was talking to that feminine man, there's no way he wasn't thinking that, but, I guess it would have been rude to say at the time. Now, I've got 2 teenage sons, and I am a Christian. I'm a born again. I found my faith in 2010 along with my husband, and then we went to so many different churches, and in the end we concluded that we're not going to bring our sons to these churches because nearly all of the young boys were gay or very feminine acting, and I didn't think that was going to be a great start into turning my boys into leaders. So we did church at home. We read the Bible. Well, before my husband passed, we used to read the Bible every single day. We do 3 chapters a day. We've read the complete Bible. I must add, so many people talk about the Bible and don't read it from back to back. It is a must. The story doesn't make 100% sense unless you start from the beginning to the end. What book do we read in little bits and blotches? I hate the way us Christians deal with the Bible. It is beyond worth reading from top to bottom, and the kind of faith it builds in you and the knowledge in there. Wow. I hate to say it, but you actually see how other religions were formed. It's all written, but I'll leave that there because I'm a woman. I'm not a teacher. That's not my role. So yeah, I'm not even going to go on too much about this. I just hope that one day we start to address the femininity in the church of the men, because that is a major reason of why they're keeping men away. My husband said so himself. He said his sons are not going there. So, that is something to consider. And, so I'm just going to talk briefly about my experience with gay people, really, because I've got an awful lot of gay friends. There's a lot of gay musicians in the work that I do. But when I was a young girl working in retail, around somewhere between 16 and 19, I met an Italian guy, and he was gay, and according to him, he's gay because he went to a Boy Scouts and his first experimentation with sex was with a boy. So he said that's always what he continued to love. And he said that he doesn't believe that people are born gay. It's normally experiences that lead you that way. And that's his belief as a gay man. Okay, so that was like my first experience in hearing a gay man talk about being gay. My next experience was I went to a gay club with one of my friends. And I was a bit traumatized by it. And the reason being is because a lot of the guys that were in there, they were dressed like hip hop guys, road guys. They had on Avrex jackets and, they had a real street look. And they were getting down and popping in the club. Oh, it was crazy. But the reason I was traumatized by it was because I had initially thought I could identify when people were gay. Like, okay, that guy seems gay, and that's that. But, lots of denials and so on. So when I went to the club, it was almost like confirmation that everybody I'd ever thought was gay must be, because it was just so similar in behavior, body language, all of it. So that was that. So I remember I spent 2 weeks just feeling like, oh my God, so what's his name must be gay and so on. And it was driving me crazy. But anyway, moving on, a few years later, many of the guys that I had initially thought were gay, they came out like later on in life and so on. So that's fine. But three of these guys, they're quite older than me. They are big in the church. One of them, I don't know if he's a priest. I'm not sure what he is, but I know he's got like a really up there role. So between these three guys, what I identified with them is that they were always battling with their gayness. It was almost like, I am gay, but I don't want to be. So in between that time when I identified that was their battle, we had on the Red Bus London buses an advert that it said something like, I'm gay, but I don't want to be, and call this helpline. Now, LBC, our local radio station that reports news and has lots of talks and stuff, it went bonkers over this advert. Absolutely crazy. How dare they? Gay people were calling up and having their say. And I remember a guy called up and said, what's wrong with that if somebody wants to fight against them being gay? And oh my goodness, he got cut off so quickly. But naturally, I thought of the three men that I knew involved in the church and thought, well, that's their battle. And, you know, they obviously do speak to someone about it, I'm assuming. I don't know. But yeah, so I remember having that thought and thinking, well, what's wrong with that? Now, the reason I'm saying this is because I don't want to, because, you know, with calling Kevin Samuels gay, it's been put that, oh, that's what women do when they've got no defenses, or, you know, those three things you say women do when they're losing an argument. But the thing is, the moment I saw Kevin Samuel, I absolutely thought he was gay. I did. And since then, I haven't changed my opinion. I don't say it to anybody, although I'm saying it right now. But, I think he has the same battle. I think he's very much aware of how he thinks the world should be, how he thinks men and women should behave. He probably sees himself as a product of a single mum, and that's the reason why he's gay and so on. So I don't think Kevin Samuels will ever get married again or anything along them lines. I think he's at peace with who he is, and probably has reasons, just like these three guys that I know that are involved in the church that absolutely know that they are gay, but they choose not to be. Two of them got married, and only one of them, their partner, actually knows that they are gay by nature, but they are choosing to do it this way because they're a Christian, they want children, and so on. So, yeah, I just thought that was worth mentioning. I gave the backstory just to really say that I'm not just calling Kevin Samuels gay. I genuinely believe it, but I don't have feelings towards it. It's not coming from a negative place. Like, oh, shut up, Kevin. He talks lots of sense and he's enlightened my life in many ways. Because I got married so young, I haven't been in the dating world. So there's so many things that I didn't really have to consider. And, you know, it's been so enlightening. But yeah, so I thought I'd just, end with that. All right, thanks. Bye.